is that it's very difficult endoscopically to recognize hyperplastic polyps, because in my opinion all sessile serrated adenoma polyps should be resected. And how well are you in discriminating the difference between the two? And that is difficult. We've done some work on that, and we've really sat down with the pathologist and had a look whether we as well with our endoscopic pictures, as she with her slides, we could look for specific characteristics that would help us to recognize the difference between the two. And we came up with a very large set of data, and again in conjunction with James, and we scored all these polyps on this basis and got back to 4 characteristics that do seem to help us in recognizing sessile serrated adenomas. These are the 4, and I will show you what they look like. So the first one is the clouded surface. That's what we call it. It might be a Dutch interpretation, but it means that the polyp is not smooth, but it has like a, this is why we said the Dutch clouds are usually like this, these ones, very nice Dutch clouds. So they're not smooth, they're a bit bumpy. So in our opinion that would do as a first characteristic. Then the next one is the vague borders, and you all are aware of that. And that also probably is the reason for the problem with the resection techniques. So usually it's not really possible, even with MBI, to really go along the sides to see your borders well. So this is the second characteristic, whereas often for the hyperplastic polyps, the white polyp tissue is really quite clearly bordered with normal tissue. Then the irregular shape, we call this the French hat, like the beret. It's very often this way. I don't know if you recognize it, but very often hyperplastic polyps seem like a pillow sign almost, like somebody. So different ways to call it. But this is, I think, a quite remarkable characteristic of hyperplastic polyps as well, sessile serrated polyps as well. And then the last one is more if you look into the Kudo pattern. We've done a lot of discussions on the Kudo pattern because doesn't fit in one of the current Kudo patterns. These sessile serrated polyps. Usually you come to a 2 or a 3S usually, but there's no clear Kudo classification. The Japanese have tried to do some as well, and in the end they end up with the same feeling that we have, that most of them have really the dark spots, probably the mucin inside the open